coffee, and Mrs. Poopy came over and she took my coffee away. I mean, I just got there. You people have to get out of here and so forth.
Jack Nicholson is an American actor and filmmaker whose career spanned more than 50 years. He's known for having played a wide range of starring and supporting roles, including comic characters, romantic leads, and heroes and villains. In many of his films, he played the eternal outsider, the sardonic drifter, someone who rebels against the social structure. He's the recipient of numerous accolades, including 3 Academy Awards. His 12 Academy Award nominations make him the most nominated male actor in the Academy's history. He's won 6 Golden Globe Awards and received the Kennedy Center Honor in 2001.
Beverly Wilshire, but Warren Beatty was a good friend of his, and all I remember was getting into the elevator, the 3 of us.
If you enjoy these videos, please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. And comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. His full name is John Joseph Nicholson, but is also known as Nick. He was born April 22, 1937, in Neptune City, New Jersey, USA, making him 84 at the time of this production. He stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall, or 177 centimeters. Nicholson is a fan of the New York Yankees and Los Angeles Lakers. He's been a Lakers season ticket holder since 1970 and has held courtside seats for the past 25 years next to the opponent's benches both at the Forum and Staples Center, missing very few games. In a few instances, Nicholson's engaged in arguments with game officials and opposing players, and even walked onto the court. He was almost ejected from a Lakers playoff game in May 2003 after he yelled at the game's referee. After the death of former Lakers star Kobe Bryant in a helicopter crash in January 2020, Nicholson gave a rare phone interview to Los Angeles station KCBS-TV expressing his grief. Nicholson is a collector of 20th century and contemporary art, including the works of Henry Matisse, Tamara de Lempicka, Andy Warhol, and Jack Vetriano. In 1995, artist Ed Ruscha was quoted as saying that Jack Nicholson has one of the best collections out here. Jack's art collection is worth an estimated $150 million. Nicholson described himself as a lifelong Irish Democrat, although he's mentioned that he supports every president. Although he is personally against abortion, he is pro-choice. He's fathered 6 children by 5 different women, but has been married just once. Nicholson's only marriage was to the Terror co-star Sandra Knight from 1962 to 1968, though they separated in 1966. The couple had one daughter, Jennifer, born 1963. Jennifer has 2 sons, the second of whom is Duke Norfleet, an actor under the name Duke Nicholson. He was in a relationship with Angelica Houston from 1973 to 1990. He dated Rebecca Broussard from 1989 to 1994. He dated Laura Flynn Boyle from 1999 to 2004. He has 5 children from various relationships. In 2006, when he was 69, Nicholson dated actress Paz de la Huerta, who's 47 years his junior.
Up at it, I thought, man, this guy is out there, you know. I mean, it was such a great thing that, you know, so out of the blue, you know. I mean, you're not expecting someone to say something like that.
John Joseph Nicholson was born April 22, 1937 in Neptune, New Jersey. His mother, June Frances Nicholson, a showgirl, was only 17 years old when she became pregnant with Jack. His father's identity has never been totally clear. Jack moved to Hollywood in 1954 when he was 17 to visit his sister, Lorraine. His first job was as an office worker in Hanna-Barbera's animation department. He momentarily considered pursuing a career as an animator, but ultimately chose to focus on acting. He joined an acting group and eventually landed some bit parts on soap operas. In 1957, then 20-year-old Jack joined the California Air National Guard, in part to avoid being drafted into the Korean War. Jack first appeared on screen in Roger Corman's 1958 teen thriller, The Crybaby Killer. Over the next decade, Nicholson and Corman would collaborate frequently. Nicholson also worked behind the camera, writing and directing. He also appeared in a number of low-budget westerns. Jack wrote the screenplay for the 1967 movie The Trip, which was directed by Corman and starred Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda. Made for a budget of $100,000, the trip went on to earn $10 million at the box office. 2 years later, Jack was given a part in the Easy Rider film, which was written by Hopper and by Fonda. Easy Rider cost just $400,000 to make and went on to make $40 million worldwide. The role earned Nicholson an Academy Award nomination. The success and praise from Easy Rider set Nicholson on an A-list path that would continue for decades to come. Nicholson starred in 5 Easy Pieces alongside Karen Black in 1970 in what became his persona-defining role. In 1974, Nicholson starred in Roman Polanski's noir thriller Chinatown and was once again nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor for his role as Jake, a private detective. One of Nicholson's greatest successes came in 1975 with his role as Randall P. McMurphy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The movie was an adaptation of Ken Kesey's novel and was directed by Milos Forman and co-produced by Michael Douglas. Although he garnered no Academy Award for Stanley Kubrick's adaptation of Stephen King's The Shining, his role in the film as Jack Torrance remains one of his more significant roles. He was Kubrick's first choice to play the lead role. In the 1989 Batman movie, Nicholson played the psychotic villain, the Joker. Nicholson went on to win his next Academy Award for Best Actor in the romantic comedy As Good as It Gets. In 2001, Nicholson was the first actor to receive the Stanislavski Award at the 23rd Moscow International Film Festival for conquering the heights of acting and faithfulness. In 2007, Nicholson co-starred with Morgan Freeman in Rob Reiner's The Bucket List. It's been widely reported in subsequent years that Nicholson has retired from acting because of memory loss.
So out of the blue, you know, I mean, you're not expecting someone to say something like that to you, because his eyes were lit up, and I mean, I don't know what he expected me to do, you know.
One of Jack's biggest early paydays came in 1974 when he earned $500,000 for Chinatown. In 1975, he earned a base salary of $1 million for Cuckoo's Nest. He earned another $1.25 million for 1980's The Shining and $1 million for 1981's Terms of Endearment. By the late 1980s, Jack's base salary had grown to $4 to $5 million. By the 1990s and 2000s, Jack's base salary had grown to $10 to $15 million. He earned $15 million for As Good as It Gets, $10 million for About Schmidt, and $20 million for Anger Management. Jack earned $10 million for 2006's The Departed and 2007's The Bucket List, his 2 most notable roles before retiring from acting in 2010. Jack Nicholson's net worth is $400 million. Jack Nicholson's real estate portfolio alone is worth over $100 million. He owns at least a dozen properties in the United States. His longtime primary residence is a multi-property compound on Mulholland Drive in Beverly Hills. Nicholson owns several other houses around Los Angeles, including a house in Santa Monica, a condo in Venice, and a 70-acre property in Malibu, which he listed for $4.5 million in 2011, but ultimately took off the market. Outside of Los Angeles, Jack owns a house in Shasta County in Northern California and an oceanfront home in Hawaii, and at least 1, perhaps 2 or 3 properties in Aspen, Colorado. He sold a home in Aspen back in 2016 for $11 million, a year after listing it for $15 million. These are the cars which you might find in Nicholson's garage: Mercedes-Benz 600, convertible Beetle, Range Rover, an Audi Q7, a Bugatti Veyron, a Ferrari, a Porsche 911, an Aston Martin DB9 Volante,